Hello beautiful people. So in today's video we are playing with the products that I got from ShopmissA. I have blush, eyeshadows, and some brushes too. So I'm going to try this sponge. So this is like it feels really soft. What did they say? Microfiber or something like that, velvet sponge. So I'm going to try it and apply my my primer with this sponge. This is the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake primer, and I'm just going to dab some here on the back of this sponge and put it on my skin. I really like this primer because it's dewy, but it's not super overly shiny like some that you see. And I am a bit congested, so if you can kind of hear a bit of the nasalness that I have. This primer also kind of feels good on your skin, so I really like that. So for concealer, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation, not concealer, for foundation in light, medium, creamy ivory, and dip the sponge into it. That's the best way I like to use cushion foundations, is just take the sponge that you have and dip into it. This shade looks extremely dark in the pan. So I'm just gonna take this sponge. We'll do one half with the sponge and see what it looks like. It's a firm sponge, which it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'd rather have a firm sponge than like a weak sponge, super squishy sponge. I would say this is blending it out really good. These are products that I've tried other times before with other methods of applying, and I do like them. So I like the way that this is going on with the sponge. I like a sheer coverage, so I think this is good for me. Alright, so my skin is like extra dewy right now. I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, it is what it is. So I actually like that sponge. I would definitely use it again, and I keep using it and see how I like it. So I will definitely give this another try. So far I like the way that it looks, and yeah, I think we can go from there. So let's actually apply some concealer with it. I'm going to take the NYX HD concealer and just apply some under our eyes. Just a little bit on our dark circles, and then we'll go back in later with a little bit more. Maybe like a dewy one or a color correcting one. Just for now, just to kind of even it out. So applying concealer really nicely. Alright, so I think I'm going to move on to the eyes just for fun because I kind of can't wait. I'm going to take my NYX eyeshadow base, and I'm just taking this because I know that it works and I want the shadows to perform the best that I can get them. So I'm going to apply the primer that I like the most. I'm just applying this with the BH Cosmetics brush. This is like a concealer brush, flat top brush. So the brushes I'm going to use today for the eye makeup is the AOA Studios brushes. If you did not see the haul video that I got all the ShopmissA stuff, I will link it up top and somewhere. It'll be there ready for you for the look-in. So I got a blush palette and an eyeshadow palette, and then I got this like eyeshadow quad wheel, and then another eyeshadow palette. So I am going to start with this palette first, just because it has a nice like transition shade, this peachy tone right here. I'm going to go in with that. I'm not going to set what's the word I'm looking for? The eyeshadow base, because I want these colors to come out the best that I can get them. And if I don't set it, then I know that I will get the best results. So I'm just taking that peachy tone. I guess it's a little bit brighter than what I anticipated, but that's okay. I'm just going to take it and place it in the crease, blend it back and forth, build it up to my liking. So I kind of want to incorporate this palette in some way, but since I started with such a peachy tone, I'm not really sure how to, so I'm just going to take the white shade and dust it a little bit on my lid so that I don't lose a lot of lid space. And so I'm going to just take a fluffy kind of a crease brush with the white shade that's in this palette and just kind of dust it on my lid. Ooh, it's kind of shimmery. Dust it here on my lid so no shadow kind of blends out down too low. It's pretty. I like that white shade. It's like it has a little bit of a sheen to it. Yeah, it's not overly shimmery, but it'd be really pretty. Okay, so I kind of want to go and play with the purples that are in this palette too, and I'm going to play with the blue like quad wheel that I have. I'm going to open it and show you. It's from ShopmissA, and it has like these really pretty blue shades. It's like very Cinderella. And I'm just going to take, oops, another kind of a fluffy brush, and I am going to just go straight into this purple shade here in the middle. Well, can you see that happening? Let's zoom in just a bit while we're playing with more color. And so this brush is like a fluffy brush, but it has a bit of an angle on it. You can kind of see, and then I don't know, it's really interesting. I kind of like it. It's an interesting shape brush. I don't know if it's just because it dried funny. I kind of like the way that it's shaped like that though. Okay, so I'm gonna build up the other side before I go crazy on the other. We can build it up together. Alright, so I'm just taking the purple shade and bringing it a little bit lower and down here on the inner corner, closer to the lash line. So I really like how this is turning out, this purple shade. It's not the most pigmented purple ever, but for the record, it's not the worst purple ever either. So, I mean, for being that this palette itself cost $10, it's good. I have like the biggest, longest fluffy brush that comes in here, and I'm just gonna take it on the outer corners here and just blend all of that like as perfect as it can get. So I swatched these, and I think I'm going to take this shade. I might make this look really, really dark, but I could actually make it look really cool. I'm going to take this shade right here and take some of my brush and pat it here. And just kind of slowly pat and drag inward. I'm not really patting my brush off either, or tapping it off for that matter. It actually can look pretty cool. And just to compare, I have very little fallout right here, and it's just because I didn't pat this brush off before I used it, because I wanted the maximum effect to get the look that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go and I'm going to put a little bit more on this side, and then we'll go and blend it. Alright, so it's probably not the most pigmented purple look that you could get, but I have yet to find a really great purple shadow. So I'm still on the hunt, but I still like this palette, and I will definitely keep using it. So we're going to keep playing with it. I'm going to go ahead and take this shimmery purple here and place that on the lid, like, portion of... I'm just going to take this same brush that I used, dust it off on my rag that I always have, and put this color here in the center. It might not come off very good, but we're going to do with what we get. Let's wet it really quick. So the thing that I use to wet is this e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist, and it just shoots out super, the nozzle is not very good, so I just use this. It just is a lot. That's better, but this is one of those colors that is almost meant to be sheer. Could look cool as like a highlighter almost. I don't know. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do is take this shade right here, and I'm going to take it very sparingly and tap off a lot of it, and take it on my brow bone and just kind of blend everything out up there, because these kind of shadows are kind of blending together. I wouldn't say this palette is the greatest, but you could definitely check it out if you were trying to practice makeup and you really just want to play with color, but sometimes really pigmented shadows can be very intimidating. But I'm definitely going to play with this again because of the browns in here that I could definitely try those out. So the next thing I'm going to do is go back in with this smoky palette and take the white in here again and just place this on the inner corner, tap my brush off, and then blend it through. The problem with this palette is it's really hard to open, so I just took the little brush out and I just kind of wedge it in here like this and pop it open, because it's really kind of hard to open. But it's gonna shut, we know that. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with the blue palette that's right here. I think they have several different ones. The coolest thing, it has a little tiny mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade, right, like why not, and go ahead and take this tiny brush, and I'm gonna go and take this, it seems really pigmented, and I'm gonna blend this here on the lower lash line really generously. Okay, so not super pigmented, very powdery. Alright, so I took this e.l.f. white eyeliner and I'm going to take a smaller brush to place the color a little bit more. It's like a really true pencil brush right here. And maybe kind of just pat it. So far this look is not turning out the best. But I guess we are just testing out some makeup. Whatevers. That doesn't look the greatest. It looks like I'm just a teenager playing with makeup. I'm 31 years old. I look silly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to dust off the tiny brush I used first and just go ahead and really blend this out so it doesn't look super harsh. Okay. Let's go and try and fix this disaster that we've created, people. I don't know, some people might think this looks good, but I just don't know. Like, I'm pretty good with outside of the box stuff, but I think I just need to like add some concealer and fix this mess. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply this Pixie concealer, color correction and everything, and I think that can save the day maybe. Just going to use my e.l.f. concealer brush and just blend this through. Just going to use my Essence Brighten Up powder and place this all over. Alright, so I put some mascara on and some liner, and I think I would really like this look if I didn't have the blue liner, but it is what it is. I tried the black in this palette to go on my liner, and it did pretty good. So far, so good. The blue eyeshadow was completely my fault. I blame no one else except for myself. So I'm not exactly sure I'm going to take any of the blushes in here because they are very purple and pink, but I'm going to take one of the highlighters, and the highlighter that I'm going to use is this one. It's very cool. It looks like almost like an antique gold color. It's very cool. So let's go ahead and try that. Whoa, it took some rubbing, but that looks really cool. Very gold. If you like gold. Blush that I'm going to take the inexpensive route, and I'm going to take this blush from Essence. It's the Essence Silk Touch Blush in the shade Life's a Cherry. So just bring that much out. I very like it. It's very simple packaging too. I mean, it's not cheap by any means packaging, but it's simple. Sometimes, you know what I want to try on? I want to try on this lipstick from e.l.f. This is the Barely There Touch of Nude lipstick. Is it a touch of nude or a lot of nude? Really brings down the look a bit. Like, I actually really like it. Let's put a bit of the gloss on. Just a bit. I'm going to put on this gloss from Essence, and this is the Shine 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 Wet Look Gloss in the shade Friends of Glimmer. Alright, so this was playing with the ShopmissA products that I got, and I like them, but I want to play with them a little bit more, maybe not incorporate such wild colors together, and yeah, and it turned out to be quite the inexpensive makeup look because I used e.l.f., Wet n Wild, Essence, ShopmissA was quite, and everything in here was cruelty free, so bonus, bonus, bonus. So let me know if you guys have ever shopped at ShopmissA and what you've got, if you liked it, if you didn't. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can stick around for new videos. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.